This is our last video for the adding and subtracting with respect to rational expressions. This time we're going to deal with rational functions. So for this first example, we have two rational functions defined as f of x and g of x, and we're being asked to subtract those to create an overall rational function known as r of x. So then let's get right into this. So r of x again is f of x minus g of x. So I'm just going to rewrite the f of x. So I've got x plus 1 divided by x plus 3, and I'm going to subtract from that x squared minus x minus 12, and I have an x plus 17 in the numerator. So let's go ahead and factor this so that we can figure out what our common denominators are going to be. So I have an x and an x. Factors of 12 that differ by 1, that's going to be then minus 4 and plus 3. All right, so then that means that this is what our LCD is. Our least common denominator is going to equal that. All right, so now then that means I'm going to actually just continue the work underneath. So I have to get common denominators, which means my common denominator is going to be the x minus 4 times the x plus 3. It's already set here. It has all the information that I need there. So here I need to introduce, I have an x plus 1 there, and I need to introduce the x minus 4. And then I'm going to subtract from that x plus 17. So let's multiply all this out, and I'm going to end up with x squared minus 3x minus 4. Then I have minus x and minus 17 to continue. So x minus 4 times x plus 3 is my denominator. Then let's take a look at the numerator, trying to clean that up. I get x squared minus 4x and then minus 21. So that gives me x minus 4 still in the denominator, x plus 3. Ran out of room, so I've got to obviously transition up to here. And now let's factor the numerator. And we know our denominator is still the x minus 4 and the x plus 3. So factoring the numerator, first terms in each are x and x. This is looking for factors of 21 that differ by 4. The signs are opposite, so plus, minus. Factors of 21 that differ by 3, well, that's going to be 7 and 3. The 7 is going to, difference by 4. That's going to be a 7 with the negative because of the larger number has to be negative, and this is going to be 3. All right, so now we can simplify, and by simplifying here, I'm going to get rid of the x plus 3 and the x plus 3, which then gives us the grand total of just what's left, which is then x minus 7 divided by x minus 4. Okay, so this is exactly the same thing that we did in the last video. It's just that we're starting out with something telling us what the two functions are. We're going to combine them either with addition or subtraction, in this case with subtraction. Next example is very similar. We're just now going to add f and g. So now r of x is equal to, I've got x plus 4 divided by x plus 3. And I'm going to add to that 4x plus 6 divided by x squared minus 9. All right, so we know that we have to factor everybody to see what we have. So we have this is an x plus 3. That's a bad plus sign, so I apologize for that. That's an x plus 3. Let's factor this. Difference of two squares, so x plus 3, x minus 3. So that means this becomes my least common denominator. All right, so if that's my least common denominator, then the nice thing is I'm already halfway there because this is all set. So I'm going to then have my denominator as x plus 3 and an x minus 3. That means here I need to introduce the x minus 3. So I've got x plus 4, and then I introduce the x minus 3 to the game here, and then plus the stuff that was already here, 4x plus 6, because this denominator is good to go. So now let's go through and multiply this out. So this is going to be x squared plus x minus 12. And then we're going to add 4x plus 6. And all of this is divided by the x plus 3 and the x minus 3. All right, so let's figure out our numerator here, and we bring everyone back together. We're going to have to combine all of our like terms. So we're going to end up with x squared plus 5x and then minus 6, all of which is divided by x plus 3, x minus 3. Again, ran out of room because these things do take up a good amount of space, so we'll just move it up here. I've got to factor that numerator, so that numerator is going to become x plus 6 and x minus 1, all divided by, because I need factors of 6 that differ by 5, and the larger one has to be positive. And then I have x plus 3 and x minus 3. Now, there's nothing I can do with these. Oops. I don't know what just happened with my pen, but so there's nothing I can do with either of these. So I guess we're just going to leave it like that. There's nothing I can do with either one of these, so it just stays as is. All right. Can't simplify it any further. So thank you again, and sorry for the glitch on that, but that is what technology does, and this is 2020, so we deal with it. Thank you again, and hopefully this was helpful to you in your progression through pre-calculus and ALGS 2, actually.